Hi and welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the course so far, and I hope you're ready to learn week 4, all about the liver. And this can be found in protocol number 1 in the migraine protocol book. Even if you took the migraine test and it did not identify liver as a concern for you, this presentation will help you better understand the body's functions in relationship to migraines. I recommend this week for everyone to watch at least the slide presentation because it will teach you things that could help you or a loved one someday. And remember, knowledge is power. This week in the liver importance, we're going to talk about how a well-functioning liver is critical to living without head pain. If your liver is not working well, is sluggish or overtaxed from toxins, then it cannot do one of its primary functions, which is to protect the brain. So you can be low on resources simply because your liver is not able to store the minerals your brain needs when it's low, or store glycogen, which provides glucose when you're low on that. Your liver also protects the brain from toxins, and it cleans your blood so it can deliver more resources. We are also going to talk about trigger foods. Why do some people get a migraine from cheese or chocolate? Well, cheese, chocolate, coconut oil, and foods with high saturated fats like peanut butter, dairy, lamb, and many other fatty foods increase your blood viscosity, which means the thickness or stickiness of the blood. And that slows down the delivery of vital resources to all of the capillaries in your body. Now, if your central nervous system is already low on resources, thickening the blood can further reduce the ability of the blood to deliver resources to your brain. Now, why do some people get migraines from wine? Well, wine has 3 contributing factors towards a migraine, and so does other alcohol. First of all, wine and alcohol dehydrates you, and it dehydrates you enough that it can cause migraines from lack of hydration to the brain. Wine also taxes the liver, so when the liver is busy processing the alcohol, it has less available resources to protect the brain. And thirdly, wine and alcohol make the blood more sticky, so it can't deliver nutrients as well. If you don't want to give up your wine, you must first heal your liver completely, and then always hydrate when you do have wine. Low hydration affects the circulation and the blood delivery. Now, hangovers are caused by the same problem. High blood viscosity, thick blood, makes it difficult for the blood to flow well into the tiny capillaries and deliver sufficient nutrients. You see, blood cells must go single file into each capillary where they are squeezed and the nutrients is taken out and waste is sucked into the blood cells to be carried back, to be expelled from the body. Now, when we eat blood thickening foods like high saturated fats, our body needs more hydration, and if we're not ingesting that hydration, then hydration is directed away from the brain and even pulled from organs and other parts of the body to help with digesting that heavy food. There are foods that support the liver, and I have a full list on my website, and here's the link. But things like lemon and cilantro, water and celery, and clean fruits and vegetables are very supportive to the liver and help clean out the body. Additionally, you need to get enough minerals from your foods. So you can get mineral supplements to help with mineral ingestion, but eating high quality foods really helps. Taking mineral baths or doing topical mineral sprays really helps. You can do mineral supplements to increase your minerals, use high quality foods, or take mineral baths or topical mineral sprays. Some of the foods that are very high in minerals are listed here on this page, including salmon, kale, seaweed, garlic, shellfish, potatoes, etc. We also have to eliminate toxins in order to protect our liver. Our environment is full of toxins. We are constantly being exposed to things like mold, radon, pesticides, chemicals, food additives, toxic thoughts, mercury, heavy metals, radiation, alcohol, wood smoke, cigarettes, and asbestos, just to name a few. So how do we eliminate toxins? If you have mold, first you need to have a mold inspection, and then you need to have them take care of that mold and get it out of your house. If you have radon, you get a radon test, and there are ways to mitigate for radon by getting it out from the crawl space without letting it go into your house. Pesticides, you can reduce your pesticides and avoid the dirty dozen foods and buy those organic. So there are 12 foods that they always consider to have the highest amount of pesticides. If you avoid at least the dirty dozen, you're not getting some of the highest pesticide foods out there. So with chemicals, you can avoid food additives that are not real foods, and you can avoid anything that is a chemical additive to your food, or other chemicals like getting more natural cleaning supplies and avoiding certain beauty products that might have aluminums and other things in them. The same thing with heavy metals, trying to avoid hygiene products like deodorants and different makeups that contain metals. There's also fish that contains a lot of metal. Radiation, we get radiation from our phones, from cell towers, from X-rays, microwaves. We can avoid radiation or limit our radiation, limit our alcohol, limit our time around wood smoke, cigarettes, and get tested for asbestos in our home. If you have questions about eliminating toxins, just put those questions in our Facebook group. We'll try to answer them as best we can. Now, circulation is another way to eliminate toxic buildup. All forms of movement increase circulation, which helps the lymph system, and the lymph system is part of the system that helps eliminate toxins out of our body. Also, the kidneys help eliminate toxins, and deep breathing helps eliminate toxins. So movement's critical. So now we need to talk about the toughest subject of all, pain. And I'm not going to pull any punches here. I'm going to tell you one of the hardest things you'll ever want to hear. I'm going to be the bearer of bad news, but I want you to know the truth. Working through pain is a difficult process for anyone. And I'm one of those people who are very sensitive to pain, like many people. So you can never judge a person for how they're feeling or experiencing pain, because we're all different in how we experience it. Now for the difficult part. Pain medication taken for an ongoing problem is not a solution, and it is harmful. Not only does pain medication inhibit your body's own ability to heal, but it will inhibit your body's ability to deliver resources to your brain. Studies show that anti-inflammatory pain medications cause damage to the artery wall, and this is why the warning labels say may increase your chance of heart attack and stroke. It's true. Anti-inflammatory drugs do damage your cardiovascular system, including your arteries' abilities to expand and contract. Unfortunately, in order to heal completely from migraines, you have to avoid pain medication. A migraine is caused by your brain being low on resources. Now, pain medication is not providing resources. Pain medication is either covering up the symptoms or quite possibly temporarily increasing blood flow to your head, but not providing you everything that you need. Pain medication should be used for acute problems such as surgery and dental work, and not for ongoing issues. Pain medications will increase your chance of having migraines and migraines more frequently. Pain medication hurts your liver and your artery walls. To heal from migraines, you do need to stop using pain medication. Listen to your body. If you have concerns, consult with your doctor before stopping pain medication. And I'm only referring to actual pain medication and not other types of medication. Now let's talk about rebound headaches. Has your doctor or your pharmacist mentioned rebound headaches? Rebound headaches occur when the medication wears off and you're still low on resources, or your nervous system is still stressed out. So pain medications will cover up your symptoms, and the real problem is not addressed by the medication. So an analogy for this is your arm is gushing blood and you put on a tiny Band-Aid, and when what you really need is stitches and the wound won't heal. Your migraine problem is still there when you pop a pain pill. It's just covered up for a little while till you really see the problem. What if you popped a pill when you were hungry, or your arm fell asleep, or you were thirsty, or you were crying? You see, we've become a society that answers more body cries with a pill instead of finding out what the symptom means and addressing the problem. Migraines are the nervous system telling you that you have one of three issues going on. When you address the issue, then the pill that will hurt your liver and your blood vessels can be avoided altogether. Now, who wins from taking less pills? You do. Drug companies don't win, but you and your body do. This week, we're going to turn pain into self-care and teach you how to heal without using pain medication. So pain is a signal that resources are needed, no matter where it is in our body. Like when you sprain your ankle or stub your toe or cut your finger, you have a pain signal to tell you from the nervous system that we need to direct resources and energy to that area where the pain is. And a migraine's the same thing. Natural pain management methods help, and they don't cover up the problem or confuse the nervous system and the healing modalities natural to the body. The material in this week will give you ideas for pain management. So refer to week 3 for more protocol tools for pain management. And week 4, this week, we'll go over even more of those. Now, here's one of the most controversial pain management methods. I don't want to offend anyone who may have their own political or religious views. I'm going to strictly talk from a place of a person who's suffering from migraines and take all political and religious aspects out of this treatment. Let's just talk about pain for a minute. CBD oil and THC options are available to help mitigate pain, and they do not greatly tax your liver. So only use this if it's legal and it doesn't cause you added stress, because added stress will not help your migraines. So if this is going to stress you out, just ignore all of this information. And please don't judge yourself or others for using a natural herb that is unprocessed and can help with pain with no side effects and no damage to the liver. As a matter of fact, no one has ever died from an overdose of marijuana. Yet in our country, 46 people die a day from overdosing on codeine. So please do not judge. Using this medically is different from using it recreationally. Scientifically, we already know that your body and your brain have natural cannabinoids, and these are there to tell your brain that everything's okay, and it helps your body get out of fight or flight by telling the endocrine system to stop making cortisol and adrenaline and other stress hormones. It calms the body down and tells the body that everything's okay. Now, sometimes our brain and nervous system is not making enough cannabinoids. So when a stress comes, we don't ever get the signal to stop that stress signal from going. And that's one of the things that medical cannabis does for us, is it gives us something the brain is lacking so that we can get out of stress mode. So let me tell you about my story. I was in a car accident when I was 15 years old, and my head actually broke through the passenger window. So I was badly injured. Not only was I cut from going through the window, but I had damaged my neck from that huge impact going sideways. When I was in the car accident, my door was actually struck by a Plymouth station wagon going 50 miles an hour when it hit my door. So for a long time, I lived in extreme constant pain. On average, I took codeine 4 times a day for the first 8 months following my accident. Now, I saw a chiropractor and my head got put on straight and I had a lot less pain after 8 months. But for the next 35 years, I took codeine 4 to 8 times a year because I would get migraines, and that's what helped them. And then I took ibuprofen for menstrual cramps for about 10 years. Just a few years ago, I moved into a moldy house and I got very sick very quickly. I got so sick that I felt like I was dying. But what happened was my liver was so weak from all the years of drugs that it could not protect me from the mold that was in the house. Now, my migraines got worse until I had them almost every single day. And at that time, I was just not able to function with a migraine. I even went to the hospital and I had a CT scan, I had MRIs tests, all these test after test after test, and they had no idea. I got very depressed and I was feeling pretty hopeless that I wasn't going to be able to get over this because the doctors had no answers for me. So they gave me sumatriptan, and the sumatriptan actually made my migraines more frequent. And that's why I was having them 25 days a month, health. I found out it was because I was having that many rebound headaches from the sumatriptan. So my quality of life had completely collapsed, and I was really at rock bottom. I thought, if I don't get any help, I'm gonna die. I couldn't stand it any longer. So I started reading online and just researching, trying to save my own life, really, honestly. I had to have help because I was going downhill so fast. I didn't know how I was going to recover. And the doctors had no answers for me. And I saw every ologist you could. I saw a pulmonologist, a rheumatologist, cardiologist, neurologist. I saw all the doctors you could see, and nobody had an answer for me. So I started to learn that the pain medication was actually increasing my chance of migraines and headaches. So I stopped taking them. And then I found out that some of the foods I was eating were hurting me because my blood wasn't getting cleaned by my liver, and I found out about my liver health, and I started eating a little different and not taking the medications and started belly breathing, and my migraines decreased so quickly that I went from 25 days a month to the next month after I stopped taking migraines. My migraines were more than cut in half, and then they continued to just be less and less painful and less frequent until I was healed completely. Now, it did take a while to heal my liver. That was the one that took the longest for me, and it took a while for me to really heal my nervous system and stay in a state of calm, but it did work. Now, today, I have more energy than I had in many, many, many years. I can do more exercise. I can stay awake longer with less sleep, and I don't have pain. I don't have pain anywhere in my body except occasional neck pain, and I know exactly what causes that, which is sitting at the computer too much. So my story has been the reason why I'm so adamant about not taking the pain medication, because if I hadn't damaged my liver, I would have never gotten to a place with 25 days of migraines a month. So in summary, healing the liver is important. Recovering from migraines is a healing process. Okay, so getting the liver well is going to be important for most of the people, or many of the people with migraines. Drug, alcohol, toxins hurt our liver. Science has proven this, and we do know this, but pharma doesn't want us to know about it, right? They want to keep selling us lots of drugs. Liver health is critical to feeling well and to not having head pain. It's critical to your life. Your liver does 500 functions, literally 500 functions. So if you have food triggers, or if you get altitude or storm triggers, then please go through week 3 material very carefully. If you have no symptoms of food triggers or altitude or storm triggers, and yours are stress and neck related, then you don't have to worry about going through everything in week 3. Now for mindset, just know to never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction. You do have this power. In the Migraine Protocol book, you're going to start to be doing protocol number 1 for liver and blood health. And this could take, a little bit of time to heal your liver and your blood vessels. It could take 6 months. It could take 1 to 3 years. For me, it took 3 years to be completely well. And I hope it won't take you that long. Now, if you enjoy reading, go ahead and read Protocol 1, pages 87 through 94. We are going to cover everything in there, and mostly in the videos and handouts, but that's additional material if you want to read it. And of course, I'm going to reiterate this every week. Remember to do your journal entries. It will help you see your progress and help you get well. Do all your action steps and have a healthy, wonderful liver. I care about you so much, and I just really, my heart is so compassionate for you. I don't want you to have migraines anymore. Let's get started and get you well.